All right. Hey. Test. Testes. 129er. That comes after 2, right?
Did I catch a 9er in there? Were you on a walkie-talkie?
Microphone checker. Anyway. Ready? Okay. Welcome to the Buckhorn Podcast. I am Martelle, and with me always is Randy. What up, Randy?
Hi.
So,
it's cold.
it is cold.
It's supposed to get colder.
I know. I don't like it. I don't like it a lot.
We are here, finally rid of DJ after 3 episodes.
Yeah, I know.
It's about time. Got him out of here.
It's like trying to get rid of roaches.
Got back to my seat. You know, I never cared to ask, but why did I get bumped over to the visitor seat when DJ came in?
Because you showed up last.
No, that's not how it works.
Oh.
My seat.
Oh, quit messing with your mic stand.
Sorry, I know it probably makes bad audio.
It's picking up everything.
Should have done that beforehand, the half hour before we were just sitting here BSing trying to get stuff set up.
Setting up. Anyway.
For the first time, though, I'm cold here.
Really? You want me to turn on the space heater?
Nah, it'll be too loud.
Yeah,
I'll sit here and shiver. I didn't put my coat on to walk inside either.
Good Lord.
So, we're supposed to hit here in Ohio. We have a new listener in Poland.
And
one
Colombia.
in Colombia.
So the cartel's listening.
So to let them know, it is supposed to get down as low as negative 29 degrees here this week, which when this episode airs will be like a couple weeks ago.
So Poland says fe.
Fe.
They're
so
like, that's normal.
Yeah. Like whatever.
But
yeah, no, it's cold. What have I been up to?
Yeah.
Well, last week I did not make it out because we had a level 2.
Well, that and we
it
had
was just like we had a backlog
of
DJ.
shows.
But
industry secret.
Yeah, we did not record 3 episodes the same day. No, aside from the bad weather, work has been crazy. I got my shop done.
Nice-ish.
I mean, I was working in there yesterday on some knives.
Yeah.
My kid's about to turn 5. Actually, by the time this airs, he will be 5.
That's exciting.
And I'm trying to think, man. A lot's happened. I've been real busy.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Went to Harbor Freight yesterday.
Oh, the new one?
And got some pizza. No, the one in Chillicothe.
Oh, okay. There's a new one here in Lancaster.
Yeah.
They turned the old shooting range and gun store into a Harbor Freight.
I know, and that hurts my heart.
It's disappointing.
But is what it is. No, we didn't go to that one. We went to Chillicothe. It's closer. We were out at my folks. That's where my shop is.
Gotcha.
And they live more down towards that way. So,
okay.
But yeah, other than that, I don't know. Nothing worth speaking of.
Nice. All right.
Drove my old truck today.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Which is nice because I like driving it, but man, when there's any ice on the road, like I took off to work one day and I got down Court Street like a couple miles and just turned around. I was like, nah. So I took a few hours off work, got Beth up, ran errands with her, and then took her car to work. It was just, I could have made it, but it was just nasty out. I was sliding all over the place. People were like driving like idiots, sliding everywhere. But other than that, everybody's been cooped up too much. So I've been into the whole, I've been way too much online and on social media.
No.
Yeah.
Not you.
More than usual. I'm not see, people think I'm on Facebook all day. And I'm not. I usually will jump on Instagram when I'm like walking down the hall or taking a crap, and I'll share to Facebook. So because they see me posting a lot, they think I'm just like sitting on Facebook.
Oh no, because I'm
sitting on Instagram.
I don't scroll through Facebook at all.
Yeah,
you get on.
You unfollowed a ton of people, including me, which was I knew you would.
I followed you.
I'm surprised.
Then I unfollowed you, and then I followed you, and then I unfollowed you.
we have a love-hate relationship.
It has nothing to do with the love-hate. It is, I am trying to unclutter my Facebook timeline to get down to...
I post 10 memes at a time.
And you post like 10 to 500 memes.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to get down to... I want to see things of substance at this point.
Oh, yeah, I don't do that. Every once in a while I'll post something that is informative.
Right.
But not...
Which I'm not going to fault you for. I mean, you post your memes.
Yeah, but I just decided, I don't want... I get into it enough without posting it myself.
Right.
And actually, there was a post that somebody posted. It was a picture, a meme, talking about getting back to good nuclear family America, blah, blah. The way it was worded was kind of weird, and the picture that was used was looked like a Norman Rockwell type painting.
Yeah.
But it was a bunch of white families at an old white church with a white steeple having a picnic, And honestly, it was just painted like this church. It just happened to be all white people. Nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But the picture that was used and the way it was worded, me and my GW, we've had on the show, both told this mutual friend, like, don't you think that's a little bit racist? He was like, no, why? He didn't see it that way. So we ended up taking it to private messenger, which most people don't. They'd rather just tell you off, which I did have a lady call me biased, racist towards Native Americans. So she obviously knows a lot about me.
Well, you are.
And, right. I told her, I was like, I have a dream catcher tattoo on my forearm. Like, how racist can I be if I have Native symbology tattooed on my body?
Super racist.
But she went off. She was some extreme leftist, and I don't even know her. But she was like, I'm a teacher, and I know more about kids than you. You've never worked with teenage boys. And I was like, I used to run a youth retreat annually that saw over 500 teens come from all over the state. Does that count? I was I was a youth pastor for 10 and a half years. Does that count?
That doesn't count.
And she never replied. She just kept calling names, and she was saying things like, well, I can see that you're the kind of man that can't, that it pains them if a woman proves them wrong. And another guy that I know that she doesn't came on like, whoa, like, Randy, you've been totally chill. I'm sorry this lady's being mean to you. I said, don't be sorry. I'm not even mad. I said, notice I never said anything about any race.
Right.
I never said anybody was biased. I never mentioned that she was a woman. She kept saying all this stuff. And in the end, she deleted everything. And I was just like, look, I'm sorry that you feel that heated and disgusted towards me. And she started saying things like the ilk of my people being white, racist, Trump voting supporters. I said, I didn't vote for Trump. She never acknowledged that I said that. So
of course not.
That's what I've been doing in the cold winter months here in Ohio. It's just
you're dealing with bullshit.
I mean, I deal with it if I want to. Otherwise, I ignore it. I've gotten to a point where I can't ignore it. Some people literally can. There was a time in my life where I would have to engage. Now, if I engage, it's probably because I literally have nothing. Like, I'm stuck inside. It's freezing cold, or it's late at night. You know, and I'm going, I might as well do this instead of watch TV.
Right.
It can be entertaining.
Oh no, it's
one of my favorite ways to troll now. So GW gets on the local buy-sell trade pages on Facebook, right? So we're in Circleville or Pickaway County. So you get some interesting characters that post interesting things. Like this one post it was a Beanie Baby. They were asking like $5,000 for.
Yes.
Come to find out, it was like a 15-year-old kid that posted, but nobody knew that. So people were like, you're nuts. And this kid started like yelling back at him. Well, nobody knew it was a 15-year-old kid. So it just turned into this big crap show of everybody yelling. Then the kid's aunt got on or something to defend him, like, he's only 15. Well, then once I realized a 15-year-old kid, I'm like, okay, it makes sense.
Everything makes sense, yeah.
And all this. But he'll get on these pages and just ask people questions, and then they get real offended. So he'll just keep asking questions, like not calling them names or anything. And that's his way of trolling. Well, I found a page that I follow on Facebook called For the Love of Old Houses. And it posts really old houses that are for sale. Mm-hmm. I'm talking things all across America, things that are like Victorian style, or one of them was actually built like into the side of a hill. It was like a cave.
Yeah.
Some real just unique old houses all over the place that you just don't see every day, especially these days. And I started looking through the pictures because there could be 40 or 50 pictures of these old houses. And you'll be looking through this house that costs like $3 million that is out in like Montana or something, you know. And somebody will comment from Connecticut of all this stuff of this beautiful $3 million home. They're like, I don't like the color they painted the kitchen. And that'll be the comment they leave. Or, man, who would put that light fixture in? So I'll just put, all I put on any of them is, well, I guess you better not buy this $3 million house. Like, I just say, I guess you better not buy this house, or, oh, thank goodness, we were all interested in this house and we were afraid you would buy it, or something like that. And people get so, like, most of them are like, okay, you know, I get it. I'm kind of being ridiculous, but there's every once in a while there's one that'll bite and just be ridiculous. And I'll let them know, like, look, I'm not being serious. Like, I'm a stranger that lives states away from me, but it's just so funny to me that people get on, go through 40 or 50 pictures and just critique dumb things like, I don't like the shape of the spindles on the banister. I'm like, unless you're going to buy this house, like...
People get bent out of shape for the dumbest shit.
Exactly.
I mean, completely bent out of shape for the dumbest shit.
Yeah, but I guess that's what I've been doing. Guess what I've been doing? I just went on a diatribe of 10 minutes of bullcrap.
Nice. It's
winter in Ohio.
It's winter. There's nothing to do. Yeah. So I've been dealing with a bathtub issue.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So I've got to finish that up today. The girls' bathroom, their diverter valve it wasn't clogged, but it was getting difficult to pull up, just the calcium and stuff from the well and the whatever.
Happens.
It happened, so I went to replace that. Should have been an easy.
They take me usually about 3 minutes.
Right. So
most listeners may not know I am a maintenance tech supervisor guy for 2 billion, so I do this stuff.
Yep. So this is Randy's thing. I'm not mechanically or technically or inept. I know how to do things.
You're the tech guy that runs our show and does our logos and all this, and I can't. You tell me stuff, I'm like, whatever.
I can tear down a wall. I can build things.
You did the deck.
I did.
You did the railing on the deck.
I built my deck. I built tables. I'm not. I can do woodwork. I'm mechanically inclined. I wouldn't call it carpentry. It is.
No, I mean
it is bare bones basic. But in basic,
your handyman, your whole handyman kind of stuff.
So this isn't above my skill grade in any way, shape, or form. It ended up, so I pulled the old one off. Oh, straightforward. Pull the old one off, slip the new one on. Yeah, I did that. Ended up getting a leak in my ceiling in my master bathroom, which is on the other side of the wall from this bathtub. Goodness. It leaked. Pull off the damn diverter valve. Look down the tube. The O-ring had slipped.
Yeah.
So when I put it on, so I fix it, put it back on, leaks again. The O-ring will not stay in place on the new diverter valve.
Well, you should have got some plumber's grease.
No, I ended up using the old stem from the old diverter valve. Yeah. Took it apart. It's built better anyway. Just in its construction, it's got a better build to it. The O-rings are still fine. They're not worn out. They're not crusty or dry, or they're still fine. Put that on. I've still got a leak. Well, the stem isn't. So, long story short, it's still not fixed. I'm still having issues with it.
I'm going to have to look at this before I leave, aren't I?
It is giving me all kinds of problems.
You asked me to come up Friday. I had to work Friday. Friday, I went to work, got off at 4:30 like normal, rushed to Circleville, took a shower, met up with GW, and then we actually went and picked up the guy about the post, the racist church post.
Oh, yeah.
But we all went up to Habaneros.
Oh, the place I'm never going to go to just out of principle now.
I don't care if you don't go. I still go. It's irrelevant to me if you never eat there.
I know.
But yeah, we went up there. We got there about 8:30, I would guess, and we did not leave there till 12:30 in the morning.
Holy cow!
Because
here's the thing. Open that late.
Yeah, they're until 1. Oh, they got a full bar and everything.
Wow.
A couple TVs. I'm telling you, it's a legit place. But it just got to the point where we were talking online. I just said we should just grab some coffee, and I'm thinking like we'll go to Tim Hortons in Circleville.
Yeah.
Well, G's like, no, let's go to Habaneros. I said, dude, I got practice. Then I got to come to Circleville because I don't want to be smelling from work and everything.
Right.
So I did all that. I said, it'll be like 8 o'clock at your place. So we all live within a couple minutes of each other at most. Them two could throw a football and hit each other's house. And, it was just like, he was just like, I'd love to meet up because I'd like to understand more. And it was the first time that somebody was like, hey, I don't agree with what you're saying, or I don't see it the way you're seeing it. Let's actually sit down and talk about it.
Yeah.
So we said, absolutely. I got no problem with that. G and I didn't fully agree on everything, but on this one, with this point, we did. And the funny thing was, we're driving and we're talking to him. Let's call him Josh because that's his name. And we're driving up, and he's like, man, I told so-and-so and so many people, other people that we know, that I was hanging out with you guys after all that. And they were like, you're actually going to go talk, like hang out with them? And he's like, yeah.
Why wouldn't he?
Well, he's one of those guys that I've known a long time, but we've never really become close friends. He was kind of a friend of a friend, and I've seen him at different events, and we've always been cool. Same with G. G's known him for a while, but none of us have been we haven't been close with him. So all these people that he does see on a daily basis, I guess, they've known us, and they know our sarcasm and how crass we can be.
Yeah.
And they were like, I can't believe you're going to dinner with him. He's like, why would I not? I mean, he's like, I know. It's not like I'm going with some stranger drug dealer or something. So we went, and the funny thing was, G said in the message, we could go to Hobbs. and he said, "What's Hobbs?" And I said, "Don't tell him," because we shorten habaneros to Hobbs.
Right.
The day before that, he posted, "Chipotle's not good. You can't change my mind." It was like some meme about how Chipotle's not as good as everyone makes it out to be. And of course, everybody, like so many people were
Is this
like,
Josh? Josh posted that?
Yeah, Josh posted it. So when GW recommended Hobbs, which is like what I said Chipotle should be, I was like, don't tell him. So we take him up. He goes, "Of course you guys pick Mexican." We're like, "Wait." He goes, "I hate Mexican food." He's like, "It's not just," he used to like Chipotle, and then like when he was in college and it was cheap.
Yeah.
So we go in, he's asking what to eat. I actually ate tripa. I got a tripa street taco in a, I'm trying to remember how to pronounce it, like linguine or ling. Either way, I ate cow tongue and cow stomach. Dude, I know. I don't know why, maybe because I've been there before and not had the tripa. And I decide I'm going to try 2 new things. I always tell people don't knock something until you try it. That was some of the best tasting steak I've ever had. I'm not even kidding. I will order it again. But Josh actually got a couple different. I think he got 2 al pastor tacos. He went up and got seconds. That's how good this place is. The guy hates Chipotle, hates Mexican food. Went and got real Mexican food and slammed on it. But yeah, it's just in light of everything that's been happening the last few weeks, it was cool for somebody to say, "You know what? Let's just hang out and talk." And it turned into a 4-hour excursion. We didn't get home till after 1, talking the whole way up, the whole way back. So 5-6 hours or whatever. So, but yeah, when you messaged me Thursday or whatever, talking on Facebook, "Hey, can you come over tomorrow?" I was like, no. Friday from 7 a.m. till whatever 1 a.m. Saturday morning, I was gone.
That's all right.
We'll take a look at it today.
I'll get it. It'll get fixed. It's just it's an issue that I'll get it managed.
All right. So what are we doing today for real?
So today, for real. So we've got a little itty bitty bourbon review we're gonna do.
Itty bitty bourbon committee.
Hey, there we go. Itty bitty bourbon committee. So we've got Virgil Kaine Roundhouse.
I've never had Virgil Kaine, and you have raved about this.
I've
not had any of the Virgil Kaines.
I love Virgil Kaine. It's one of my top 2.
You got a sticker on your laptop of it.
I do.
That I always stare at.
I do. I've got a.
I'm excited.
It is a limited run. 3,200 bottles, I believe, were released.
3,200 total.
That's it. It is a double-barreled bourbon, meaning it was barreled once. And then re-barreled again
into a new
charred barrel. So there was a barrel shortage, I guess, in 2014. So it was barreled in barrels that they didn't want or barrels they settled for, and then
they re-barreled it.
And then they re-barreled it in something better when it came around.
Gotcha.
So it is what they call a double barrel.
Right.
I've already had it.
I have not.
Fantastic.
So if it sucks,
then I'll drink yours.
I'll finish it.
The other that we are going to do... Oh, and Virgil Kaine is only available in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, so good luck getting your hands on it unless you're going on vacation.
And good luck getting your hands on this particular kind that we're going to give you a review and our thoughts on it, and you're never going to be able to try it.
Well, I have another bottle coming. So
you do.
I do.
But the average listener is not going to be able to...
So...
Get Virgil Kaine Roundhouse?
Virgil Kaine Roundhouse.
Roundhouse, okay.
Roundhouse. Any other Virgil Kaine product is readily available. They're Robber Rye.
And you like those too. You've got a bottle of each downstairs.
Got 5 bottles downstairs, 1 of each. I've got another bottle of Roundhouse coming and another bottle of... I've got a bottle of Electric Owl coming, which is their other limited release that they did a while ago. Okay. So those are still on the market. Their bottle of Ash Cat, which was a limited release, is no longer available as well. And I've got a bottle of that downstairs. So those I kind of sit on, and I don't drink those.
Literally. That's how you keep them warm till they hatch.
Right. So I can get more of them. But a buddy of mine sent me a text yesterday, and he's like, "Do you want it?" He's like, "What do you want?" I'm like, "I want a bottle of Roundhouse and a bottle of Electric Owl."
Now, what do these bottles cost?
The retail on... Or the MSRP on a bottle of Roundhouse is $49.99.
Okay, so that's not.
No, it's not crazy. Okay. It's not crazy
for a good bourbon. That's right there.
Right. I mean, it's and Virgil Kaine does a really good job. Their other stuff is right around
Jefferson Reserve. That kind of stuff.
Their other stuff is right around $29.99.
Oh, that's even better.
So it's limited release. So they up the price. The Electric Owl is $99.99. So
that's a little price. That's Jefferson's Ocean and.
It's a little higher, yeah. It's a little higher in price. The other bourbon that we are going to do is Haven Hills Bottle and Bonded, which is no longer available. It was only available in Kentucky, and it ran for $12.99 for a bottle.
How long did that run for? How long do they make that? Do you know?
I don't know.
It's interesting that because this bottle that you poured out of was not in with your normal collection.
No, it's only because it doesn't fit in the...
you need a bigger cabinet.
It doesn't fit in the cabinet. It has to sit on top, and I've only got 12 bottles sitting on top of the cabinet to save space. So I have to put it up in the pantry.
And it looks like a $13 bottle of bourbon, but
looks like a cheap
I haven't
bourbon.
tried it yet. I did smell it. It smells very good. Got a nice aroma. But I'm ready to review these. 2 bourbons that you cannot buy. So if you're listening, well,
one that's not available
you can
anymore.
Get the Virgil Kaine.
Yeah,
it's just difficult.
The Virgil Kaine is available.
You cannot get it shipped to Ohio.
You can't get it. No, that's not true. You can get it shipped to Ohio. It's just going to cost you about $25 from one of the websites.
Yeah,
there's a website. So
you can get it. It's a pain.
It doesn't make it worth it once you factor in. Okay, it's a $60 bottle. Or $50 or $60 bottle at this point, and then you throw on $25 for shipping.
Yeah,
now you're at a $75 bottle. It's good. I don't believe it's a $75 bottle.
I mean, for all that hassle, you could just get on a wait list here for Blanton's or something.
Where you can just find, if you have friends that live down south, you can just have them pick it up for you.
Well, not everybody does.
Well, I'm saying, if you have a friend down south where you're traveling down that way, you just go down there and pick it up from them.
So let's get into these. We are drinking these neat.
Yes, they are.
Now, here's the thing. I was talking to another buddy who said, hey, I just started listening to your podcast at work. I listened to the supercar episode. He agreed. Super's not a supercar.
Because it's
irrelevant, but he agreed. And he's a car guy, and he works in the industry. That's all I'm really going to say because I don't want to divulge to anybody else who it might be. But he was talking about trying whiskey, and the first time he tried it, he got into like the Jack Daniels or the Captain Morgans when he was drinking anything.
Right.
But he's like, I want to learn more about bourbon. I don't know anything. I said, okay, go a few episodes back. We did a whole episode on just bourbon, how to drink it, what different kinds. Mm-hmm. And, but he was talking about somebody went to pour him a drink, and he said, do you want it on the rocks? You want it neat? He goes, I don't like my bourbon, my whiskey watered down. I drink it like a man or something. He said it jokingly because that's all you ever hear. And you hear so many, and I actually said, most bourbons or whiskeys, they're expecting you to put in a splash of water.
Yeah.
Or put on the rocks. And he was like, really? So it's like, absolutely. I said, when it's something new, I like to taste it neat. And then I like to put it over ice. And then I like to taste it. You let the ice melt a little. You get all 3.
Yeah.
So I said, if I'm trying something brand new most of the time, like if I buy a bottle, which is very few and far between. Actually, I can't remember the last time I bought a bottle of something new. But I would try them all 3 ways and see which I prefer. And then I told him, I said, besides that, drink it the way you want.
Yeah, who cares? Who cares how?
It's kind of like we were talking about Ricky Ticky and Tavi. If you like Long Island iced teas, do your thing, Don't let other people judge you.
Right.
So we are trying this Virgil Kaine and this Haven Hill or whatnot neat.
Right. So we're going to do the Virgil Kaine first.
Virgil Kaine first.
So Virgil Kaine.
You got a very nice little snifter glass here.
It's called a Glencairn.
Glencairn. I saw that on the bottom.
It's tulip-shaped glass.
It is. It's shaped. I'm kind of stuffed up. Hold on. I'm trying to get a good, so I can give a good report of
good
the
nose. Oh, that's just gross.
I was about to make like really nasty sounds on purpose into the mic, and I decided not to. I mean, it's a very good smelling bourbon. Mm-hmm. It does not burn the nostrils much.
Nope.
I still don't get floral out of anything. There's not floral here.
And hopefully,
this one, I don't get much vanilla either.
No, I get more
spice,
and some brown sugar.
And I was gonna say caramel, spice and caramel. So brown sugar, I could get that too. Yeah. But yeah, here we go. Let's taste it. Okay. I definitely want to take another sip, but right off the bat, I just took a very tiny sip and just let it kind of marinate on my taste buds.
Yep.
I don't know if that's what's causing or not, but I got burn.
There's a little bit of
on the tongue and then going down because I drank it slowly. Yep. Now drinking it just to drink it may be different, but there's a burn, but it's not a bad burn. I would say if you're not a whiskey or bourbon drinker, it would be a bad burn.
It's not an alcohol burn.
No, it's a warm burn.
It's warm. It's more like
it's hard to describe. It's kind of like eating a hot cinnamon candy or something.
Yeah, it's like a cinnamony kind of burn.
It doesn't taste like cinnamon, but it's got like that burn to it.
Like a hot tamale. Like what you would get out of a hot tamale.
Yeah, it's not so bad I'm like gagging or anything, but I would say this would not be one I would give somebody for their first bourbon ever.
Oh, no.
This is this is a bourbon drinker's bourbon here.
Yeah, and it's got, I get kind of now I'm getting kind of that brown sugar's continuing with the caramel. I'm trying to think of there's something else I'm picking up there. A little bit of a spice that I'm picking up.
There's definitely a spice to it, almost like a spiced rum, but not. It's weird because I just took another sip and I just drank it like I would normally. I didn't let it sit in my mouth or anything. No burn that time, really. Not as much. I still did going down the pipes,
Right.
I got the chest burn, which is what most people. I love when people are like, I've never tried whiskey or bourbon neat, and you give them some. They're like, I want to try it, and you give them some. They're like right in the chest. They're like, it's burning, it's hot. I'm like, it's kind of a. But yeah, it didn't burn the mouth that way. So if I'm just drinking it like I would drink a bourbon, just normally, not much burn in the mouth, and it tasted sweeter that way instead of letting it sit.
It
tastes way sweeter. Just drink it. So. Maybe I should not try to be fancy and just let it marinate on my taste buds, and I should just drink it like I normally do.
Well, they usually say kind of chew it.
Yeah, that's what I tried the first time.
Like you do wine. Well, when you're tasting wine, you chew and spit, which I can't stand. That's a waste, chewing and spitting.
Well, you want to do that to a bourbon.
I'm not doing that to a bourbon. I ain't wasting that.
Okay, see, now that third time, the last little bit, I just threw it back. Absolutely no burn.
Yeah.
Very sweet, no burn.
It's very.
It may because my first one kind of opened it up.
The taste that I'm looking for and what I was looking for, butterscotch.
Bingo.
There it is.
I agree with that.
Butterscotch.
I agree with that. It's got that. It's a mild butterscotch aftertaste.
So it's got a very mild butterscotch aftertaste to it.
It does.
And this one is 98.6 proof. So we're at 98.
Oh, we're almost at 100.
We're almost at 100. So this is 98
the burn
proof.
Then.
So there's your burn, but it's not. Again, it's not an alcohol
but it's not
burn.
Bad. I've had other stuff that's 80 proof that burns worse.
I mean, we had. I think
Stillhouse burnt.
That Stillhouse was that was
cheap
corn
moonshine,
cheap
production moonshine,
corn still whiskey bullshit that I gave you.
That was a bad burn. This burn is a pleasant burn when you drink it normally. It's definitely sweeter. I do like it.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say I would not praise this as much as you have. I think. But I would put it every bourbon you've had me take out of your private collection, my top 5 is turned into like my top 12.
Right. Well, this is more Virgil Kaine and Two Bitch are essentially my Jefferson's Ocean.
Right. They're your favorites, right?
They're my favorites.
We discussed that.
Yeah. I mean,
I would put this up there in my top favorites. This would go up there with my Woodford, my high-end Knob Creek, Weller's. I would put this at or above Weller's. So this is that's a good bourbon. I would recommend this Virgil Kaine Roundhouse if you can get it. I would have never guessed it was that high proof, but that explains the burn, the warmness.
Yeah.
But it's very smooth. It's just like that Knob Creek 120 we tried.
That Knob Creek was very smooth, and that's 120 proof.
Yeah, I mean, that's shockingly. This is the same way when I drink it normally. Shockingly smooth for what it is.
And that Knob Creek that we had was a single barrel as well. That was a single barrel store pick.
Okay.
So that wasn't a mix, kind of like what they do, where they just throw everything into the batch and into the bottle. That was this barrel. Whoop! It goes into the. Yeah, that was a single barrel 120. So
how many donuts would you give Virgil Kaine Roundhouse?
The Roundhouse, it's getting a 5.
5 out of 5.
I mean,
this is
getting
the
a 5.
Perfect bourbon.
To me, it is a perfect bourbon.
Wow!
Me. But it's. I mean, it's.
I mean, that's fair. You've said before that
I talk it up. It
would probably be your benchmark. So you might as well make it a 5.
Virgil Kaine and Two Bitch are my benchmark bourbons. I mean,
yeah,
they're what I don't know, and I don't know why. Like that's the thing. Like
you just like
Blanton's is good, and it's. I mean, I can get it in Ohio. I've got 4 bottles sitting downstairs.
Blanton's gets a lot of hype too. Because it's so hard to get. It is a good bourbon, and it's expensive. So if you get a bottle, People know that you are a bourbon drinker.
This is the same price as Blanton's.
Yeah, but people don't know it around here, is what I'm saying.
Well, I know.
I'm talking about around here.
Yeah.
It's because of the hype, the rarity, the price. If you walk into Blanton's, people know you're not pouring that in with cherry Coke.
Oh, God, no.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you don't know what Blanton's is.
Punch in the teeth.
But I think Blanton's is good. But like I said, it's not. Blanton's was the best I had until I tried something I like better.
Right.
So I would honestly say I'd put this up there, and I do like Blanton's. I would put this equal to or above Blanton's myself, this Virgil Kaine. It's very good. If I had to choose between the two, I would probably choose the Virgil Kaine Roundhouse over Blanton's.
Oh, I would as well.
But I would not put it over Jefferson's Ocean. I'm going to give this one 4 out of 5 donuts.
All right.
It's a very good bourbon. I could see enjoying just a single glass of this by a nice roaring fire inside in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a good warm. Come home from work. You've been out in the cold a few times.
Warm your bones.
Yep. Just get a nice shower and get cleaned up, and throw on some warm, fancy sweatpants from Walmart, and your favorite graphic $5 T-shirt, and have a nice little fire going in the fireplace, and have a little glass of Virgil Kaine
in your faux leather chair.
Right. Exactly. I'm basically like the American version of Red Green, except not as witty and smart and not an engineer. But just that whole look, like a flannel shirt. My grandpa will wear like a flannel shirt with some plaid sweatpants or something around the house, and they don't match at all. And
yeah, you're around the house.
He's so
who cares?
comfortable, man. I'm like, Grandpa, I love everything about you. That's who I am now.
Well,
people came over after my hernia surgery. I didn't care. I was in sweatpants and T-shirt laid up.
Well, you're after surgery. Who cares anyway?
Well, I don't. If people come by my house, I'm probably in gym shorts and a T-shirt.
Nothing wrong with that.
Because it's warm inside, you know.
Right.
So I don't change when people come over. I'm like, hey.
I got a shower before you came over, so.
Well, shower's good. I mean, I'm clean. I don't sit around like festering with unbrushed teeth all day or anything. But
I'm guilty of doing that some days.
Say, some days it doesn't happen till later in the day. But yeah, no,
all right,
that's a good one.
So we got Virgil Kaine out of the way. The next one's
you didn't finish yours. Are you saving it for later?
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna drink that throughout the episode.
Oh, you're sipping. You poured yourself a little more though.
I did.
No, that's fair. It's your bourbon.
The next one is Haven Hill.
I'm excited about this.
Bottle and bonded.
Because this is my price range.
So this is a $12. If you can still find it. That's the thing. So this was only available in Kentucky.
It might cost more now, though.
It could. The price could go up. If you can find it on secondary market, which is illegal, by the way, to buy on secondary market.
So if you see anybody selling that, hit us up with a message, and we will make sure.
If you are in Kentucky,
it is handled properly.
Because that's the only place it was available. It was only sold in Kentucky. I picked mine up at the Party Source down in Covington or Newport, wherever, just on the other side of the river. They had it for $12.99. I picked up a bottle because I heard one of the podcasts I listened to, Breaking Bourbon, I think is what it was, Pursuit of Bourbon, whatever the podcast is. They're like, just go pick up the bottle. You won't be disappointed.
Well, for $13, who cares if you are?
Right, and that's the thing. It was like $13. I'm
anything under $20, I don't expect much.
So my first time that and I've got maybe half a bottle left.
Yeah.
So I'm not disappointed in it. But you haven't had this yet.
I haven't. I've never even heard of it. And the bottle is intriguing to me because it looks.
It looks like a white label.
$12 bottles. I've tried many high-end bourbons, and I've tried almost every bottom shelf swill.
This is a bottom shelf.
It's a cool little bottle. It's a square bottle like a Jack Daniel's.
It's a
basic label.
It's a white label.
It's not a black label, but it's just that square bottle that everybody knows Jack Daniel's for.
Right.
It's got a white label on it, pretty basic. It says Havens Hill or Heavens Hill, however it's spelled or pronounced.
Havens Hill.
Is it Havens?
H-A-E-V.
It was H-E-A-V.
Yeah.
Either way.
Hill. Haven Hill.
It looks like a $13. It's like benchmark number 8.
Yeah. When I went
benchmark number 8 or Ancient A's, those are $13 bottles.
So when I went looking for this stuff in Party Source, I was walking down the aisle because I'm like, oh, they put this podcast out to go get this because it was released at $12.99 a bottle. I'm going to go find this when I'm down there. They're going to be out of it.
Yeah.
They were damn near out of it. There was a guy standing there holding one of maybe 6 bottles left. He picked it up. He looked at it. Under his breath as I walked by, his response was, I ain't buying a $13 piece of shit. And he put it back.
He's too good for $13 bourbon.
He was.
The Kentuckian.
I picked it up, and I went, this is the stuff they're talking about. Because on the label, it says bottle and bonded. You can find this exact label, but it doesn't without the bottle and bond on it.
Yeah.
That is the difference between the two. This is a higher proof.
I did a whole research thing on my own, too, about what bottled and bond really means.
It means there's a government official in the distillery standing there checking everything that goes into it.
It did.
Yep.
I'll bring the article to you and show it to you. It's interesting. But anyway, so you can get it. You just can't get the bottled and bond bottles anymore.
Right.
They quit making that.
You can't get the higher proof. It's a higher proof as well.
Oh, it's a higher proof too. Yeah, okay.
So that's the bottle and bonded part. So it's a higher proof as well.
I'll say if it's just a label, whoop-de-doo.
No.
It's the same recipe. So it's a totally different.
But same recipe, higher proof.
Higher proof means
it's more alcohol.
Yeah.
So this is 100 proof.
This is 100 proof too?
Yeah.
Okay.
So $13.
$13, you're probably going to feel the burn. You just some of it. You just party fouled your own bourbon that you cannot replace. He's licking. Oh, I should have had my phone ready. Martell is licking $13 bourbon off his work table.
That was gross. There was dust on the table, too.
You will not. You told me we can't do Buckhorn bites anymore, and you just licked a filthy work table in your filthy man cave.
No, my work table's clean. There's just some dust on it.
Yeah. Clean. When was the last time you took a Lysol to that and killed 99.9% of germs?
Well, that's how I don't get sick.
Deal's been up there dry humping that thing, and he just licked it all up.
He ain't got no balls. I ain't worried about that. But that's how I don't get sick.
I wish I had my phone ready for Facebook.
I got the immunities. I'm immune. So
all right. So anyway, now that you've licked up some of it,
that's right.
How's table bourbon taste? All right. So I'm gonna try and smell it again, even though I can't really smell today. I'm getting a very caramel smell on this one.
Yeah, there's a very caramel, slight vanilla smell to it as well.
It's all sweet though.
It's all sweet. You'll be very surprised when you taste it.
So I'm just going to drink this one like I normally would. Just take a sip and down the hatch. All right.
It is smooth as F.
It looks, color-wise, the exact same as the Virgil Kaine Roundhouse.
Yep, it's yellow,
I would
brownish.
say they're identical.
It's brown
if you
water.
Pour them side by side, you won't be able to differentiate based on looks.
Nope.
Smell-wise, I think this one smells a little sweeter. The Virgil Kaine smelled like it had a little bit more to it.
Right.
Taste-wise, I can tell that this is a $13 bourbon, but that's not a bad thing. This is a real fine bourbon.
There is still a party going on in my mouth right now.
Yeah, this is good. Like I tasted and I went, here's the thing again, I've had any bourbon under $20 I think I've had. Like I don't know if there's one out there because I always want to try something new, but I don't want to spend $70.
No,
I'm too poor for that.
And this is why I poured.
So there's Ancient Age, $9.99 a bottle.
I've never had that.
Ancient Age, $13 a bottle. Old Benchmark, I think you can get Old Benchmark in a $7.50 for $8.99.
Old Benchmark is Buffalo Trace.
Buffalo Trace's.
It's a reject.
Dirty.
It's Buffalo Trace reject,
and it is. And but you know what we're going to do? I'm going to start bringing cheap bourbons for you to try, and I'll tell you what they're until we try them. But this right here is fantastic. Fine.
So as we're talking downstairs before we started the show, and we're like, oh, we're going to do news, we're going to do this, and we got some news stories coming up that we're going to hit here.
This is good.
We did. We're like, oh, we're going to do a quick bourbon review. I wanted to do an expensive one versus a cheap.
Okay,
but I wouldn't even consider. Yes, this is a cheap bourbon. This is $13. This is $13.
This would at least be up with Weller's.
This is
like price wise, it should be
right. This should be a $25 bottle. This should be right there with 107. This is
fantastic. Like I want to steal your bottle from you.
There's no reason that this should be in the $13 range.
No, at all. I can tell it is. Which it's weird to say unless you've tasted a bunch of.
What I should have done is I shouldn't have told you what the price was.
I would have never guessed. I'll admit it. I would have, if I guessed this one, I would have guessed $22 to $25.
I should have
the bottle.
Poured both of them and said, "All right, we're going to do two reviews. Can you guess the price on
them
on this one versus that one?
Yeah,
and see if you came up with
if putting this next to the Virgil Kaine and I forgot to do a palate cleanse between, but I did have a lot of time. So, this for $13 impresses me more than the Virgil Kaine just because of the price point.
So, yes, on the price point,
just because
this one is very impressive. This one is a heavy caramel taste to it.
I will also say this is the first time, and I've been sitting here thinking since I drank it, just like you do with the butterscotch, I got almost a peanut buttery aftertaste on this. Like not strong, just a little bit of a peanut, kind of like I've been eating peanuts and like caramel peanuts and popcorn. Just a taste of it. And I've
Cracker Jack.
Yeah, I've heard Cracker Jack aftertaste. I've heard people before say it's like nutty, and I'm like, I've never tasted anything nutty in any liquor at all. This one, I kind of got just a little bit of it, and I like it.
See, this one, I'm getting a heavy caramel up front with a butterscotch on the backside, but I get what you're saying with the Cracker Jack.
It tastes Cracker Jacky to me, yeah.
I get it.
I love it, man.
It's really good.
Like the Virgil Kaine, I expected to be what it was, because you've talked it up ever since we've been hanging out here and doing podcasts. So I came in with high expectations of it. It met them. I will say that. I'm not saying nothing bad about the Virgil Kaine. I love it. It's 4 out of 5 donuts for me. The only reason it's not 5 is because it still doesn't meet that Voyage 3 Jefferson's Ocean I tried.
Right.
Which the Voyage 8 or 9 may not be a 5.
See, and that's the thing. Donut. I think we need to get another Voyage and see where
versus the one you had.
See, and I don't know which one I had.
Right, you don't know, but if we get the latest Voyage, it won't be the one you had.
Right. So I think we need to get another Voyage. I'll just go out and buy one. I don't care. But we need to get another Voyage and see if it stands up to what you remember.
Yeah. Because it may not.
Because it may not.
Because I may be setting my benchmark at my 5 donut is Voyage 3 Jefferson's Ocean and Voyage whatever. May only be 4 donuts or 3.5 or who knows. So
this Voyage 12 or whatever's out now on the shelves may not even
meet the expectations, and that's very true. And that's the one thing I like about Jefferson's Ocean is you can get from voyage to voyage, you get something new,
right?
Which excites me. Now the bad thing is when you love Voyage 3, you get something new, so you don't get back to Voyage 3. Right. So it's easier for me if I go, okay, Woodford Reserve's my favorite.
So do you want to change your donuts on?
No, Virgil Kaine's a solid 4 for me still.
Okay, so what do you give?
4 yeah, I'd say that's a 4. This here, and see, when I do my tasting and my reviews, I'm also taking into consideration the price and the rarity of it. This one here is priced way less, which is impressive to me for how good it tastes. And it's super rare because you can't even go buy it. It's not about having a friend live somewhere else. You cannot get this.
Yeah, you can't get this anymore.
I'm going to give this one, you know what, bump up Virgil Kaine to 4.5. Because I almost gave it 4.5 before, because I'm putting this one at a 4, and I don't feel like it should jump Virgil Kaine.
Okay.
It is rare. Taste-wise, it's pretty darn close, man. This is on point for me. Like this one, I can't believe I'm giving a 13. As somebody that regularly has consumed GW made fun of me once because I bought a bourbon in a plastic bottle to try. And for somebody that's done that, by the way, that would not get 4 stars.
Maybe no, I would hope not.
I'm going to have to bring in stuff out of the bottle in a flask or something for you to try. But this right here, I'm going to give it 4 stars. Or 4 donuts. Now, if it was priced the same as Virgil Kaine, if I go down to any liquor store and get it today, I would say this is closer to a 3 to 3.5.
Right.
Still very good. It's not,
but because you can't get it.
But the rarity and the price alone bump it up to 4 for me.
All right.
So I would say taste alone, 3.5 on this. But I was shocked because you told me a $13 bottle, and I've had so many of those that I kind of went in. I came in with high expectations for Virgil Kaine, so maybe I rated unfairly at 4. I will bump that up to 4.5 easy. I got no problem with that. Virgil Kaine, you knock it out of the park. This one, I just expected way worse because you said $13. So, yeah, just because of price and rarity, it's 4. Taste-wise, 3.5. Now, when I say 3.5, that's not bad.
No, that's
where I put my 3.5 is where I put my favorites at. So, because my high-end stuff, I don't sit around and sip on the regular. It's special occasions. So this one, I would say 3.5 taste, which means you can just drink it neat.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know of another 13. There's one other bottle that costs $13 that I like neat or on the rock. I actually prefer it on the rocks, and I'll bring it to you without telling you.
Okay,
and we'll try it. It's similar to this, but yeah, this knocks it out of the park.
All right,
this Havens Hill or whatever.
I'll take it. Havens Hill. 4 donuts from Randy. I give it a 4 donuts. Absolutely, 4 donuts.
It's hard not to for $13, man.
You can't pass it up. I mean, if you
we
want
need to
something,
go to Kentucky and find more.
Well, we'll try. I said something to Liz the other day about making a trip down there to restock her wine supply. So, because it's
this
0 tax
better
on liquor and wine in Kentucky. So
this just gets better with every taste, man.
Yeah, it just gets.
And I'm definitely getting the Cracker Jack now. It's that caramel, popcorn, and peanuts mix. I love it, dude. If you go down there and they got these bottles, I want you to stock up.
I'll pick you up some if they still have some. And you know what? I think at Giant Eagle down here, I think they have the same stuff. It's just the lesser proof.
Which still wouldn't be bad.
Which wouldn't be bad. I think it's 80 proof,
which is still solid.
And I think it honestly, I think it's the exact same thing. It's a white bottle. I'll have pictures up on the page because I'll have pictures I'll have to take of both bottles.
Well, if you can get the Havens Hill. So if you are listening, you can find that, even if it's not the bottled in bond. I'm going to go ahead and recommend it without tasting it. Because if it's anything close to this, $13 is insane.
And I think it's about the same price. I think
it's got to be that or lower. It can't be higher.
Well, it could be because they just did a Kentucky only release.
Oh, okay.
So they could price it to $20.
Either way,
for shipping and everything else.
This up to 20. If I pay 20 for this bottle, I wouldn't be upset.
No, even $20.
To me is Weller's 20 to 25 for Weller's or Weller's
Absolutely.
Antique. It's right in that range. This is fantastic.
All right. Well, let's transition right into some news stories.
Well, you kind of got me pissed off now because I want this and I can't get it.
Well, you can get something similar to it.
All right. So news.
So we've got a little news here. This flu season, consider whiskey over modern medicine. We're just look at that.
This is the link I sent you.
This is the link you sent me. So I'm going to go ahead and read the article because it's super short. So this is from Thrillist. Forget everything you've ever known about modern medicine and dump all your fancy pills down the toilet. There's a new flu fighter in town, and its name is whiskey. In a recent article, the kitchen were introduced to bourbon cough syrup for grown-ups. Quite different than the other grown-up cough syrup that you're used to hearing about in modern music. This recipe calls for 4 simple ingredients: 2 ounces of bourbon, half a lemon, and a half ounce of water, and a tablespoon of honey. This sounds like a hot toddy to me.
It is a hot toddy.
Okay. So the 4 ounces of water, just heat the water up, make yourself a hot toddy, drink that, you'll be fine. I've heard of this. Well, I think my grandparents used to do this, not on my dad's side, on my mom's side. While anecdotally consider an effective painkiller, consider this 1941 article from Time magazine, which whiskey is referred to as one of the cheapest and best painkillers known to man. In this piece, Whiskey for Pain, 2 doctors reported that only a few ounces of booze raised their threshold for pain 45% for 2 hours.
Now, here's the thing.
That's insane.
Yeah, I read this article, and obviously
I'm not going to read the last paragraph because it talks about the kitchen and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
blah,
it's a whole bunch of bullcrap.
Not worried about that. So
before I came today, I thought you had all the news articles. Yesterday I had any. I thought this was a cool one. Before any of that happened, I was at church talking with somebody this morning, and they were saying how congested they are. They've had this flu. Their voice is going. And it's been a week and a half. And I said, well, and they were like, I've taken stuff. It's not doing anything. I said, hot toddy.
Hot toddy.
What's that? I said, you take lemon, honey, hot water, and whiskey.
Yeah.
And they're like, so I pulled up the recipe. Well, the recipe I pulled up said use rum or whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And use water or tea. And when they saw tea, they went, I can just put this stuff in my tea? I'm like, yeah. And they also said, like, you can put a cinnamon stick in or a little cinnamon, but honey, lemon, and cinnamon by themselves have been known to do
some good things.
The water's just kind of a catalyst. For me,
well, it breaks things down. The hot water breaks things down. I think like the tea... Honey. So... I'm not a doctor, obviously. I did stay at the Holiday Inn Express last night, although Liz did not kick me out of the house. So take it for what we will. I think the tea versus the whiskey, I think the alcohol helps to numb things over tea.
Well, that's a personal preference. It's not tea versus whiskey. It's tea versus water.
Oh, tea versus water. They're saying
use tea instead of water.
Gotcha.
No, I told the whiskey is one of the ingredients to help clear everything up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
To kill whatever's making you sick. So... And they were like, well, I have to try this. Well, I said, just try it. Let me know, because when I get sick,
go get yourself some Haven Hill or some
some Virgil Kaine.
Some Virgil Kaine. No, don't use Virgil Kaine.
And when I get real sick, when I get a flu or head cold or something, I usually wait a couple days. But before I go taking Sudafed or anything, I'm telling you, you throw an ounce and a half of whiskey, some hot water, in a little tumbler cup, throw in some honey and some lemon, drink 1 or 2 of those the next day.
You're fine.
You're bueno.
Yeah.
Good to go, man. It's amazing. And I've got a big problem with big pharmaceuticals anyway. Big food, big pharmaceuticals, and the crap that they shove down our throats. And people telling me, especially church people, well, you drink whiskey? Or you drink? Sometimes.
Occasionally.
Well, and it's like the marijuana thing. I've shared all this stuff about marijuana. No desire to smoke pot. Don't smoke it now. If it becomes legal, probably not going to smoke it. But all these people get all mad. I'm like, okay, so you talk about believing in God. God made a plant. Yes, I know it's been modified a million times, but at the root.
Take the plant.
Take the plant. I said, how many times do we have loved ones in the hospital, or we in the hospital, hernia surgery? I got a whole bunch of Percocets. Mm-hmm. So everybody's okay with me taking Percocets, but how they told me about smoking pot, they'd all been mad.
Oh, they'd been
It's
livid.
a stigma, and it's the same thing with whiskey. Whiskey is, yes, it can be abused, but so can the over-the-counter or the prescription drugs that you've been given. So why condemn or chastise somebody for having a hot toddy when they're sick? To me, I would rather see somebody taking a hot toddy than having Sudafed or whatever.
I'm not. Take this. I don't know if this is true or not. I think I heard it somewhere. I can't remember for sure. But whiskey was handed out as medicine.
Yeah, like whiskey was handed out to troops in the old days.
Right. It was given out
because
as medicine.
That 45% greater threshold of pain.
Like they poured it on the wound and gave it in the bottle to drink because it sterilizes.
Here's the thing too. I had somebody years ago when I was really into learning how to farm and be self-sufficient, right? So now I know how to raise animals. I've done it.
Right.
I know how to build a shelter. I've done it. I'm not the Taj Mahal. I'm not the greatest survivor ever. I'm not going to claim I am. But I
want the Taj Mahal out of sticks, please.
Right. It'll look like the Taj Mahal out of sticks. Look like Eeyore's little shanty house. But somebody had asked me about investing. You were in banking. I was like, yeah, I was a banker for like 8 years or something. Well, if I may be coming in some money. It was like a deceased relative kind of thing or something. Inheritance. What should I invest in? Now, they were thinking stock market. I said, liquor and firearms and ammunition. Mm-hmm. And they looked at me funny. I said, you buy a gun now, and ammunition now, and liquor now, and 20 years from now, it will not be worth any less than you paid for it.
And gold.
Well, precious metals, if you want to get the actual gold. Don't buy paper gold.
No.
Paper gold's as good as our dollar is.
Buy physical gold,
literal gold, silver, any precious metals.
Yeah.
But I did. Now you mentioned that, I did recommend precious metals. But here's the thing: if crap does hit the fan, all these preppers, all these survivalists, if you don't buy cheap vodka, buy that Popov plastic bottle stuff.
Yeah.
Because medicinally, that's going to become very valuable. It's not even about people getting drunk. It's about it can be used for purifying, like cleaning things. Mm-hmm. It can be used
sterilize.
in so many different sterilize. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. It can be used medicinally. Like there's so much it can be used for. So yeah, back in the day, whiskey was passed out.
Oh yeah.
Well, some of the old medications had cocaine in it too. That was kind of the wrong way to go.
Coke used to put cocaine in Coke,
right?
Because it numbed the tongue.
Which shows me, again, that's a man-made thing. When doctors just go, "Hey, take some cocaine about it and get back to me in a couple days."
Well, even in Red Dead Redemption. So I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 2.
A lot of people are.
A lot of people are. There is there's Kentucky bourbon whiskey, there's rum, there's other things, but there's cocaine gum.
Nice.
That enhances your senses in the game.
Nice.
So just a little cocaine side.
Yeah, but historically, whiskey wasn't seen. It
wasn't evil.
I grew up in a Southern Gospel.
Evil.
I grew up in church and on a Southern Gospel bus. We actually had our own tour bus, toured the country. My mom played bass, dad ran the sound, played guitar some. But anyways, a very, very popular quartet in the 90s. And I learned very young that the whiskey wasn't as bad as I was always taught it was, because one of the most prolific male vocalist in Southern Gospel of all time, and I'm going to say his name, but come to find out, he would always have one single drink of whiskey before going on stage.
It soothes the throat, the vocal cords.
Exactly, to help his vocal cords, especially in his old age. Now, being who he was and singing in Southern Gospel, it could have ended his career. Mm-hmm. He never got a buzz. He never got drunk. He strictly used it only before singing to help his vocal cords.
Yeah, that's all you need it for.
And I was like,
that's why we drink it before we have every show.
Yeah. Right. It's so my voice. No, nobody likes my voice. Screw that. Maybe that's
everybody loves my voice.
9 people love your voice, including you.
And I'm douchey.
Right. They love your voice but hate you.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's whiskey and bourbon.
So
are great healers. So I definitely say hot toddy.
So if you're sick, make a hot toddy.
Absolutely.
Google that.
It's real simple. And everybody pretty much has honey and lemon and water.
Most people.
I mean, maybe not honey, but you can literally go to, and it doesn't even have to be locally sourced gluten-free honey.
No.
Even though I do
raw
like
honey. Just go get some
honey.
honey.
I do like
from
local
the store.
honey better if I can find it. Like anything that was not made by a giant manufacturing plant.
Just go get stung.
Right. Just go fight a bee.
That's right.
To make a hot toddy because you're sick.
I saw a video the other day where a guy had a pet bee.
Yes, on the string?
Yes,
yes.
So
he's
stupid.
at a party.
He's like,
had a bee on a string flying around with a drink in hand. I saw that one.
Stupid frat boys. All right, next story. Patton Oswalt transformed a Twitter troll's life with a simple act of kindness. Did you hear about this?
I did not, and I'm not a huge fan of Patton Oswalt.
Okay, so I'm indifferent about Pat Oswalt.
Like I don't hate him, but he's just not. He thinks he's funnier than he is to me. He's one of those guys. Like he's forgettable, you know.
Kinda, yeah.
If you ask somebody, like people have seen him in many things, but if you said his name,
he's ordinary.
Goes, Who's that?
He's very ordinary when he shows
up. Which is saying something for being me. Cause
he plays like a quadruplet on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I've never seen that.
It's a show on ABC.
Okay. I've heard of it, but
he plays a quadruple on it. So, but he's not one to shy down or shy away from a Twitter troll, and he trolls people himself.
I was gonna say he's done roasts, and
he's very good at roasting people.
Yeah, I mean he's actually been very aggressive towards some things that he's ticked people off before.
He is very aggressive towards Trump. He's very aggressive towards the
Republicans in general.
Towards the Republicans in general.
He's very Democrat.
So what has happened is he had posted something. There was on Twitter. Let's see. I'm trying to remember everything. I read the story like 3 days ago, so I'm trying to remember exactly what it is. But I got a different news story in front of me than the one that I actually read.
Oh, okay.
So something happened. He tweeted something, and then a guy tweeted back at him, and the response from Oswald was, "Oh man, this dude just attacked me on Twitter," and I joked back, but then I looked at his timeline and he's in a lot of trouble health wise. I'd be pissed too. He's been dealt some shitty cards. Let's deal him some good ones. Click on the donate, just like I'm about to do. So basically, what had happened is the original. I was trying to find the original tweet. The original tweet was something along the lines. This guy had posted like, "I'm glad you died in this movie within the first 5 minutes." That was what the guy had said, and Oswald had tweeted back like something else. Like he had like some witty. It was funny. It was witty.
That time Facebook Tom got tweeted. Did you ever see that one?
No.
Facebook Tom or MySpace. Sorry, MySpace Tom, who created MySpace, tweeted something back in like 2009 or 10, and somebody said this is coming from the guy who couldn't even keep a social media platform alive. And his response was, "This is from the guy that sold MySpace for so many millions of dollars back in 2005, like how's living in your mom's basement or something like that." so Oswald obviously went back at him.
So he went back at him just like he would do to any other troll. Right. But then he went back and looked at his timeline. He's like,
that's saying something for a celebrity to go back and look at somebody who is.
But Oswald is also one of the only celebrities that actually manages his own Twitter account.
Right.
He doesn't have like a personal assistant or something managing his own Twitter account. He went back and looked. This dude is like dealing with sepsis. He's diabetic, ketosis, and was in a coma.
What's he doing on Twitter?
Well, he had just got out of all of this. Like he had just got out of a coma.
Go ride a roller coaster. Don't get on Twitter.
Well, he's still in the hospital. He's dealing with all this stuff. He's catching
then have
up
somebody
on his.
Push your bed down the stairs. That's like a roller coaster.
So he's angry. I mean, he's got hospital bills he's got to deal with.
He's got cabin fever too.
So.
All right, so Oswald set up a donation for him.
No. There was a GoFundMe that was set up for this guy. It was already there. So basically,
he went to donate, but he did blast it.
So Oswald went and donated like $2,000 to this guy's GoFundMe. He's like, "Oh, hey, by the way, I'm going to donate to this guy. You guys should too. because he's dealing with a lot of bullshit. He donated $2,000. A lot of other people. This guy raised. It was a ton of money. I can't remember exactly what it was because I can't click on the link to look this thing up because they took pictures. Well, the problem is so this website it's not the original article that I read. It's another article that came up because I couldn't find the original article. So what had happened is the guy responded to Oswald. He's like, Patton, you have humbled me to the point where I can barely compose my words. You have caused me to take a pause and reflect on how harmful my words from my mouth could result in such an outpouring. Thank you for this, and I will pass this on to my cousin who needs help. A cascade. So it was like $270,000. I mean,
nice.
It was a lot of money. If I'm trying to remember just off of memory, it was a lot of money. So he took what he needed, and then passed the money along to his cousin off the GoFundMe that needed help as well. So he basically paid it forward. But the article shows like the guy basically laying in bed in a coma. And that's what from the Michael Betty is his name. It's from his Twitter account. I mean, it's not like I'm putting the guy on blast. It's from his Twitter account. It's in the article. It's on Twitter. It's there for everybody to see. So, excuse me. So then Patton responds with, "See, this is why compassion and forgiveness are the best." And then follows up with, "Wait, you cried? You fucking pussy. Donation canceled." So joking around, right. Being Patton is so. There's your feel good story for the week. Be good to people. Do your thing. Moving on. I will have a link to this article as well. You guys can check it out. Here is your asshole of the week. Guy took his son to hunt hibernating bear and 2 cubs. A research camera caught them, and now they learn his fate.
No. The media screwed up again. Guy took son to murder hibernating bear and 2 cubs. That's not hunting.
That's not hunting. They're murdering. So the gist of this story is, I'm not going to read through the whole thing. I read the article. A guy and his 18-year-old son went out to basically murder this bear, a mother bear and 2 cubs. They did it. They realized that the bear was wearing a tracking collar.
Oh, my goodness.
After they did it.
So he knew where this bear was, obviously.
He knew where this bear was.
I've been in the woods a decent bit. I've never known where bears hibernate.
Well, they didn't know there's a trail cam.
Well, obviously, on the bear's being tracked. Yeah.
By national researchers.
Mm-hmm.
Kill the bear, shoot the cubs, skin the bear, put it in game bags, take the bear away, go back the next day, take the collar off. They're heard on the cam saying, "Oh, we'll take the collar. They'll never know that we were even here." They are being charged. Let me scroll down here. They're being charged, and they're soon to plead guilty for several misdemeanors.
Misdemeanors?
Misdemeanors.
I tried letting that one go, and I
know. Misdemeanors.
Yeah, they should be charged. That's bullcrap. As somebody
but it shouldn't be for misdemeanors. It should be for...
they should be...
This should be for a lot of cruelty to animal stuff.
It should be fined, greatly fined, and stripped of any hunting the rest of their lives.
Hugely
Mainly
fined.
On the father's part. Because he was teaching his boys, hey, this is okay to do. And that's some BS parenting.
Right. Absolutely.
That ticks me off as much as anything else. The bears were defenseless. They were hibernating. Mama and 2 cubs. Man, come on.
Right.
Like, as somebody that has hunted and killed an animal and cleaned it and eaten it, and I like hunting. I enjoy hunting. If I shoot something, I eat it. Unless it's bad meat or something,
right.
Even last fall, we were down at Dad's. He's got a pole barn where we do the old 52 Chevy. We're restoring it at.
Right.
That side's concrete. The other side where he just parks tractors and whatnot's gravel. Well, these rabbits have been getting up, digging up under the walls and just tearing stuff up, right? Well,
that's a nuisance.
Yeah, exactly. So legally, you can shoot anything that's destroying your property. You can hunt legally, right? Well, the rabbit pops his head out of the pole and goes around the side while we're sitting on the back porch.
Pew.
So Dad says, he smacks me and whispers like, "There's one of them rabbits. Go grab a rifle." I said, "You're faster than me, and I'm a better shot. You go grab me a rifle." Which, I think I'm a better shot with a long gun than Dad. Dad's really good with a shotgun and a pistol. But I think I got him on rifles. But either way, he ran in. He said, "Which one do you want?" And I said, "Just get any 22 with a scope, because
get the 50 cal."
Right. Get the 270. Let's just blow that sucker to bits. So he comes back out with the old Marlin 22 he's had it since I could remember, since I was real young. He's got it loaded up, so I rack around, lean up against the side of the bricks there, the house. And by this point, the rabbit had hopped back to my shop, which is about another 20 yards, give or take. So I'm taking a shot, I'm going to guess about 60, 65 yards off.
Mm-hmm.
So I lean there, and Dad the whole time's like right behind me, like, do you see him? You got a shot? I'm like, shut up.
Quit talking in my ear.
Boom! Shot rings out, and anytime you hit it, if you've ever hunted a rabbit or seen a rabbit, when a gun goes off, they jump 10 feet in the air and then take off running if you've missed. Well, I didn't see where the rabbit went, so I assumed he ran up under my shop or behind the pole barn, and then went for the cornfield, which the crops were down, but nonetheless. We go walking down there, can't see him. Sure enough, I got him. Right between the eye and the ear, right up by the top of the head, just like I was aiming for, wanted a clean headshot. And he said, well, you want to check on the field? I said, nope. I said, I told my brother, I said, go grab a 1-gallon Ziploc baggie and some paper towels. I said, we're cleaning it.
Clean it, eat it.
And I cut it open. No spots on the liver. No internal organs look bad. There's no wormholes on it. Took it home. Beth fried it up, and I ate it.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
I wasn't even out to hunt. But I said, I just took the life of this thing because it was destroying his property. But if I can, I'm gonna be thankful for the gift that animal gave of its life, and for that God blessed me with, which some people may not believe that. But anyway, so I said my blessings and had my meal.
Absolutely.
I cannot fathom taking my boys, once they get older, into the woods to shoot a hibernating, defenseless animal for no reason at all.
No, and I agree with that 100%.
If somebody was absolutely starving and that bear's the only way to stay alive, I would be a little more empathetic towards the person starving. But it's still kind of a BS way to get your meat, nonetheless.
Right.
But I'm talking if your Donner Party starving and it's down to we either kill the hibernating bear or eat people, okay, kill the bear. But just to go, hey, boys, we're going to go hunt a sleeping mama bear and 2 cubs, no.
Nope.
Like they should not be able to hunt anymore.
There's a lot of things they shouldn't be able to do.
That's you should have started with this story and brought us back with the good one, because now I'm ticked.
I started with that one because, or I started with the whiskey one because we were in whiskey.
I meant start with the patent one versus this one.
Oh, well.
The whiskey one was fine. I guess I should have just said you should have ended with the feel-good story.
Ended with the feel-good story.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. 0 donuts on that, dude.
Yeah, the guy's a douche. Anyway, drink your hot toddy. Be kind to people. Don't shoot bears that are hibernating. That's murder.
I agree with all 3 of those.
All right. Check us out on Facebook. Like us on Instagram. And everybody, have a wonderful day.
Stay warm.
See ya.
Peace.
Later.